Morning people, welcome back to F Politics. We just reached the stage of UK politics where the Prime Minister of the UK just said that he will kick people out of the country if they dare to protest. Don't believe me? Just watch.
The Home Secretary has instructed that if those here on visas choose to spew hate or protest or seek to intimidate people, we will remove their right to be here.
Now yes, obviously two of those things are bad, intimidating people and spewing hate, although his previous Home Secretary did refer to any protest against genocide as a hate march. But we are at the point where the Prime Minister of the UK will kick people out of the country if they dare to protest against him. And listen to his justification for doing this.
Islamist extremists and far-right groups are spreading a poison. That poison is extremism. It aims to drain us of our confidence in ourselves as a people. When these groups claim that Britain is and has been on the wrong side of history, we should reject it and reject it again.
So he's literally saying that he's going to be kicking people out of the country who question this country's morality because they're making us look bad. Also, the idea that anybody who questions UK policy is either an Islamist or part of a far-right group is fucking insanity. Because remember, 66% compared to 13% of the public want a ceasefire immediately. That's who Rishi Sunak is trying to label as terrorists. He's trying to protect the idea that the UK is one of the good guys of history.
Our place in history is defined by the sacrifices our people have made in the service of their own freedom and that of others.
You're saying Britain's place in history is defined by Britain sacrificing itself to maintain and protect the freedom of others. Is that what you call enslaving other countries, colonizing other countries, stealing from other countries, and kidnapping people from other countries? Is that protecting their freedoms?
When they tell children that the system is rigged against them or that Britain is a racist country, this is not only a lie, but a cynical attempt to crush young dreams and turn impressionistic minds against their own society. I stand here as our country's first non-white Prime Minister, leading the most diverse government in our country's history, to tell people of all races, all faiths, and all backgrounds, it is not the colour of your skin, the God you believe in, or where you were born that will determine your success, but just your own hard work and endeavour.
Rishi Sunak's own government published a report on racism in the UK, which explicitly said that having a name that sounds like it's from an ethnic minority makes it up to 90% harder to get a job. And my issue here isn't the fact that he's trying to rewrite history and deny the facts that are there on his own government website. It's that he's willing to kick people out of the country who dare to question that. He's not just creating a false reality, he's punishing people who dare to call it out. Because the UK has blood on its hands right now. We've given the Israeli government naval support, aerial support, political backing. We've sold them bombs. While they've been committing genocide, 30,000 people dead. And now, if you're here on a visa and you dare to question that, you could be kicked out of the country. And you've heard that phrase, what the government does to foreigners is what they would do to you if they could. Yeah, this is a perfect example of that. Because people here on visas have a vulnerability the government can exploit. You think they wouldn't do that to the rest of us if they could? They put women's safety volunteers in prison for 14 hours without charge because they wanted to protect the coronation. You can now get a prison sentence for raising your voice too loudly at a protest. This from a supposedly tolerant government. And he has the nerve to say stuff like,
the time has now come for us all to stand together to combat the forces of division.
Rishi Sunak made fun of trans people while the mother of a teenager who was murdered for being trans was there in Parliament. His former deputy chair of the Conservative Party said they plan to run the next election on culture wars. He is our divider-in-chief. And he even gives us this delightful little warning.
And I want to speak directly to those who choose to continue to protest. Don't let the extremists hijack your marches. You have a chance in the coming weeks to show that you can protest decently, peacefully, and with empathy for your fellow citizens.
See, that sounds like he's being reasonable, like he's giving us a chance, but those marches have been almost entirely peaceful. And we're talking about hundreds of thousands of people. If you get hundreds of thousands of people all in one place, some of them are going to be dicks. Have you seen football matches? But he's implying there that if anybody shows up at these marches and does something wrong, then if the peaceful people don't stop them, that's our last chance gone, and the government will clamp down more on us. So please, tell me how encouraging citizens to attack each other is going to bring order back to the streets. This is just another day in fascist Britain. I'm Femi. Make sure you follow F Politics so politics doesn't F you. Have a great week.